Yeah, Grace, fortunately, we've been very lucky throughout this storm here at the mouth of the canyon that yesterday, even though there was a lot of rainfall coming down and there were a few rock slides overnight, everything for the most part has remained open and clear. And that's not just here at the mouth of the canyon. That's been throughout Kern County. Thankfully, all of the major roadways have remained open and are still open. Joining me now, CHP's George Toro, Officer George Toro, with us this morning to give us a look of the roadways. George, really this weekend, I want to say we've been a little lucky with this storm. No major incidents to report from CHP, correct?
Oh yeah, definitely. And we had, like you mentioned, we had a few rock slides, mudslides last night. Luckily, Caltrans and some of our officers were actually able to clear that on their own. I know one of our officers pushed like a 3-foot boulder out of the way. So we do all that to maintain our roadways clear and get you guys through the canyon.
Yeah, and also, not just through the canyon, over the Grapevine, I know there are some pretty strong winds out there. Given that it's Valentine's weekend, people might have plans to head out of town this weekend. What is CHP doing up there to help keep drivers safe?
Yeah, so we do have that high wind advisory over through the Grapevine. Of course, your safety is our number one concern. So if you do plan a trip and you can save it for a different weekend, I would highly recommend that. But if you absolutely do need to take that trip, just keep in mind of those strong winds. Keep a nice firm grip on the steering wheel. So 2 hands on the steering wheel because those gusts of winds come out of nowhere. Be careful when you're passing large vehicles and always look out for debris that's might get swept away on the roadways.
Now, I know down here in our mountain communities for this weekend up the 178, even though the rain right now, it's calmed down a lot. Ooh, we just got a little bit of we got that gust of wind from that truck that drove by. Speaking of that, even though the rain is not coming down so strong, it's still a little windy. The roads are still slick, and there's going to be a lot of activity going up and down this weekend for Whiskey Flat Days. Mm-hmm. So really, again, just driving up the canyon right now, what do drivers need to keep in mind?
Yeah, so especially driving through the canyon, be careful with those tight curves, okay? Limit your speed, limit your distractions. And also, if you do run into like a mudslide, it's be very careful. Don't go through it because it can be very unstable. Also, for those vehicles that are going to be towing, you need to be extra cautious when driving through the canyon.
Gotcha. And speaking of Whiskey Flat Days this weekend, organizers said rain or shine, they're going to continue to go on until, they have any reason not to. I know CHP is going to be out there. George, you're going to be out there tomorrow. What are you guys going to be doing for Whiskey Flat Days?
Yeah, so we'll have a booth set up, okay, and we'll have a lot of cool stuff to hand out to the public. There's going to be other vendors. I know they're going to have a kid zone. They're going to have a parade, I think a rodeo, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of food. So come and check it out. It should be a nice day by tomorrow afternoon.
Awesome, George. Thanks so much. So again, if you guys are planning to make your way out of town, up any of these passes, roadways are open. The 178 is open. Just please be very careful. There's going to be a lot of traffic heading up here this weekend. But again, organizers for Whiskey Flat Days say they're ready to go. So for now, we're going to send things back to the studio. Thanks for joining us. I'm Veronica Morley, live at the mouth of the canyon. We'll send it back to you.